There's a part of running a business that almost everybody struggles with at some point in their journey. Lead generation. The act of finding new people to talk to, finding potential clients, starting conversations. Now, on the surface, it's not particularly complicated. Most business owners know who they want to work with. Chances are you know how to introduce yourself, and they know how to explain what they do. So the challenge usually isn't about a lack of skill. It's something else. And for me, it was the relentless part of it. Because lead generation is not a task that you do once. It's something that needs to happen constantly and consistently. And to be fair, consistency is where the mental load starts to build. Every day there's this quiet question sort of bubbling away in the background. Who am I going to reach out to today? Have I followed up with everybody? Am I missing opportunities? That was always a killer for me. Is the pipeline going to run dry? It's not dramatic. It's not particularly urgent, but it is constant. It's a bit like toothache. It's a nagging feeling and a constant pressure that never goes away. And that is exhausting, especially when you're running a business alongside real life. That could be my example, alongside children, alongside homes and responsibilities and all the unexpected things that show up in a normal week. And for a long time, I believed that the answer was simply to become better at lead generation. Get up earlier, block time in my calendar, be more disciplined, show up consistently. But the real shift came when I stopped asking how to do it better and started asking a different question. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. You see, I asked myself, which part of this process is actually draining me? And the answer wasn't the conversations, wasn't the relationships, it wasn't even the outreach. It was the sourcing. The moment you sit down and you say to yourself, who do I even talk to today? Starting from zero every day is incredibly draining. It was just the thing that I could find a million excuses rather than sit down and do that. Your brain immediately goes into search mode. You're scanning, evaluating, filtering. And before you've even started the real work, you've already expanded a lot of mental energy. So the first thing I changed in my business wasn't content creation, wasn't email marketing, wasn't funnels. It was the sourcing. I stopped asking my brain to invent the starting point every single day. And instead, I introduced a structure that quietly handles that piece of my business for me in the background. And at that point, something really interesting happened for me. Lead generation didn't suddenly become exciting, but it stopped feeling heavy because the starting point already existed for me. The list was there. The structure was there. There was a rhythm. And when rhythm replaces randomness, your brain kind of relaxes a little bit, feels nice. That is one of the most overlooked benefits of automation, in my opinion. It's not just about saving you time, although for someone like me who has a 10-hour working week, I'm all for shaving a bit of time off wherever I can find it. But the automation in this case is about removing the constant decision pressure, because you're not replacing the human relationship side of things. You're simply removing the repetition of search. And that is the part that drains your energy. And that is also why I've created the Calm Guide to AI. Because most small business owners, in my opinion, don't need complicated automation. They need simple structures that remove the most repetitive parts of running a business. And if lead generation has ever felt exhausting for you, the guide will give you a general starting point for thinking about how AI can support that process without replacing your voice and your relationships. You can download it, it's free. You'll find the link in the bio of my YouTube channel, and we'll try and get the link somewhere below this video as well. Because lead generation, my friend, is not and should never feel like a second full-time job.